Too good.
Recording.
My favorite
Take
thing.
this house and let it be the place you dwell where your spirit speaks. We look ahead to what you'll do and oh Lord, is take us, God, and raise us up, a Jesus-seeking generation. Equip us now for the work ahead as we follow you. This is your house. Oh, this is your house.
What's up, podcast listeners? Yee, 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 yee.
What is going on, guys?
Stop. Thanks for tuning in. If you heard some shenanigans during the theme song, it was because Alex did not know that you could hear us live while the theme song was rolling. It's all good. All good.
It's just like a live video reaction to our own intro.
Yes, we were exactly. Well, we should do that. We could do a reaction.
We kind of
to-
were. I was like, man,
Yeah.
your face looks so weird in that one.
It cracks me up that we used to do this at the little round tables, and you can see my legs like shaking underneath it. That's why I'm so glad we have this big table to hide that. Welcome to the House Podcast, where we don't do anything serious, and we kind of figure this out as we go. I'm your host, Caleb, and right next to me is my co-host,
Yo, Chiefy.
Chiefy, wearing his lovely pink sweater that I think he wore. Was that last episode? Or it was 2 episodes ago. Yeah, I think you wore that 2 episodes ago.
I just haven't changed since then.
Remember you said you were a little piggy.
Yeah.
And then in the lovely yellow shirt over there, we got a special guest today. Give it up for...
What's your name, folks?
Chiefy. No, Alex.
Alex.
How we doing, y'all?
How we doing?
I'm Alex.
Alex,
doing?
What's your last name, bro?
Reynolds.
Awesome. What's your phone number? What's
Social
your social
Security.
security? He knew. He knew.
729.
Oh,
No.
It's in Chinese.
No, it's not at all. I promise.
that's crazy. Please tell me that was the area code
No.
of your social. You don't have
Oh,
your
no.
social.
Oh, I know it. Oh, I know. I know it.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm so
Side
yeah.
note, guys, this is crazy. Did you know that Tampa ran out of phone numbers that they could use the 813
No, they
area
didn't.
code for?
Are you for
so
real?
Tampa now
No,
has
they
a
didn't.
second area code.
812.
No. Good try, though. Good try. You said that full confidence like you knew. I almost brought it for a second. No, I
you
think
really
it's
know.
656.
No.
One number off from being the mark of the beast. So I think the Antichrist might come out of
Could be born in
whoever.
Tampa.
No, just kidding. Yeah, born in Tampa, probably Riverview actually, or Sefner.
That's
Anyways,
where you live.
yeah. So hey, if you got an 813 phone number, you're an OG. I don't know. Do either of you have 813 phone numbers, TV? I know you're from New York, so I don't think so.
I have a 585.
You got an
I
813
do.
phone
but,
number?
but New York did the same thing because they ran out of numbers.
How
I
do
think
you
they ran out of numbers twice,
How do you
actually.
run
I
out of
believe
numbers?
it.
I don't.
There's only so many combinations, but I'm with
I
you.
get it.
I'm with you. It just means there's a ridiculous amount of people here.
That's
when
a lot.
All
I
we have,
know.
we got like a Bass Pro Shop. Like, what on earth are people moving to Brandon for?
That means you have to have
Sunshine.
Oh my goodness, it's like
Sunshine.
7 to the 7th power, right? That would be how you calculate that. No, 7 to the 2nd power, something like that.
Probably.
You're smart.
But here's the thing too: is it's not even that many people. It just means that many phones and phone numbers. You know what I mean?
That's true. Everyone's got
You
three
know,
phones.
yeah, everybody got 3 phones. Anyways, Alex, per the usual fashion of our show, what is something about you that not many people know?
I didn't know I could move my head like this.
I would
You're
say.
very good at that.
Ooh.
Oh, don't do what in the earth?
Oh, I think I play pickleball. Sounds kind of redundant, I guess, but I don't know. I don't think a lot of people know that about me.
And
That's
you're
cool.
So
you're like really into it right now, right?
Oh.
Like not even.
I got testimony behind that.
Oh, talk to
Oh,
me.
wow.
What do you got?
For a while, I was playing tennis for 2 years. I hated on pickleball, and then eventually one day, my brother,
Mm-hmm.
he gave me. We used very, very nice paddles, and ever since that day forward, I was hooked.
Really?
There
That's
we go.
amazing.
You're just. It's so.
And then now I'm all in pickleball. No more tennis.
Really, no more tennis.
No more
Oh
tennis.
my
No more at
goodness,
all.
He's
No more at all.
forsaken his first love.
Wow. Would you
Is it-
say that playing tennis has made you a better pickleball player?
I think so. Oh, definitely.
Are you good?
To a degree.
To
To
a
a
degree.
degree.
To a degree.
To a degree.
Which degree? A good degree or a bad one?
The seventh
Fahrenheit.
degree.
No.
Wait, what did he say?
Fahrenheit. That's incredible. That's incredible. I love that. Fahrenheit.
Do you use real or artificial pickles?
Why is it called pickleball?
I don't know. There's a few stories behind it, but
Do you have one? Could you share one idea?
there's a
What
myth,
pickle?
or I heard that's the real deal, that the guy who invented pickle, it meant a lot of random sports combined. So that's how I think it was birthed.
Oh yeah.
So, which is
It's
kind of
like the random combination
sounds
of
kind
a
of
bunch different
stupid,
stuff.
but it's a
I
cool,
can kinda
great
buy it.
game.
It's
So
In pickleball, the space, it's like a little box between where you're allowed to stand at the serve and the net.
Yep.
What is that thing called? Some people call it
The kitchen.
The kitchen, right?
No, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
which we got term we call let's cook, as in, or we are cooking, which means we're doing really good. You know, the kitchen and cooking. You know,
Yeah.
means you're doing
And
really
pickles. You're cooking pickles in
Eh.
the kitchen.
Mm.
Boom.
Love me some chicken fried rice.
I
pickles.
call it the sink. I always forget that it's called the kitchen, and for some reason in my mind it's the sink.
I mean, you could say
so
that.
whenever we're playing, I'd be like calling people out, like stay out of the sink, and they're like, "What? What
Or
are you
let's do
talking
dishes
about?"
means you're doing
Like,
really good.
Oh, let's do dishes.
Oh,
Get out the sink.
Hey,
Boom.
let's do dishes.
Oh my
Hey, when I play pickleball, let me tell you something. We're doing dishes.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Wow.
Well, I like that. Thanks for. I could actually completely buy that. Like it's just like a big hodgepodge of a bunch of stuff.
I feel like a lot of people like pickleball.
It's very
Oh,
popular
I've
right
met
now.
It's
so many
booming.
people.
Like
It's
insane.
booming. It's
It
booming.
really is.
That's so funny.
Man. Well, that's
It's like
actually
giant tennis, right?
no. It's small.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Smaller.
I meant to say
smaller
giant-
court, no
Di-
running.
Wait. I meant to say giant ping pong.
That's
That's
really
it,
what
yeah.
tennis is, though. I feel.
I mean,
like,
yeah.
right?
Oh.
Tennis would be giant.
Or huge ping pong.
What?
Or huge ping pong.
It's big ping pong,
And then
and tennis is massive.
With two people.
Okay. Yes, tennis would be doubles, right?
Just
Or
imagining
singles.
that.
Well, pickleball is doubles. Okay, anyways, enough of this. That's a great segue because, Alex, your fascination with pickleball and or just kind of various sports and hobbies that you have I don't know, awakened my awareness to not necessarily the sport themselves, but how the sport can be used, is a great segue into our theological conversation today, because we're going to be talking with Alex about glorifying God with your hobbies. So CCB Youth or other podcast listeners, we always try to kind of pick a topic or pick a theme that is going to leave you with a takeaway, an action, something that you can kind of apply within your life. And we're going to get into it scripturally, but I believe that there is biblically a big basis for using your hobbies, your interests, to some extent the gifts that God has given you, but even beyond that, right? You don't have to. I'm not good at pickleball, but I can still use pickleball to glorify the Lord. Using these interests, these things that you're doing to glorify God. And specifically when I think of Alex and kind of things that Alex does in his day-to-day life, he pretty quickly came to my mind as someone who could talk on the subject. So we're going to definitely open the platform up for him in just a minute. But Chiefy, do you have a scripture that we're kind of going to work with today as we think of both Alex and this idea of glorifying God with our hobbies you'd like to share with us?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm just kidding.
Close the
Colossians chapter 3.
Verse 23 and 24, it says, "And whatever you do, do it heartily, as to the Lord and not to men, knowing that from the Lord you will receive the reward of the inheritance, for you serve the Lord Christ."
I love that. Yeah, so Alex, we're going to open the platform up to you in just a second here, but even just hearing that verse, right? Like, I feel like how long have you been going to church here?
Beginning of COVID, so like 2020.
Yeah,
we got
so
hit
like
the same
time.
4 or 5 years, right? Yeah, I feel like over the time that you've been here, you've been able to persuade me or get me on board for quite a few hobbies and interests that you've had, and specifically using them within our community, whether it's like our young adults group, youth group at the time that you were there, and like things that I'm like, really, like that has any kind of like bearing on ministry, you know, that's going to be glorifying unto the Lord. And yet, like, as I've seen you do it, I'm like, wow, like I actually can see that you pull people out of their comfort zones, you get people involved, you find ways to foster that community, and I love that. So you were sharing with me earlier that this all kind of began with something that you and your dad did at your previous church. You want to talk about that for a minute?
Yeah. So before Calvary, we went to another church in Tampa. We went there for about 4 or 5 years. Anyways, all that said, so I was, at the time I was going to their youth group, and they had weekly Bible studies once a week, weekly small groups, and I was like, wait a minute, how about I find some, you know, when I was playing, when we were going there, I played soccer when I was in 6th grade, so from that past experience, I was like, you know what about if I got some people together from the youth, and we just, you know, every Sunday, at the time, it was every other Sunday. You know, it's just come together after church and, you know, play some soccer. And my dad was like, you know what? That's a great idea. Let's do it. So basically, long story short, the first time we started, it was about me and probably 15 people. It went really good.
Group. Dude, that's fantastic.
Yeah, it was actually not too shabby for the first time, you know, doing something like this, stepping out there and, you know, reaching out to people and pulling them in. And then basically so we did this for about a whole year, and by the time we got to the end of the year,
for a year, like weekly, just casting the net, anyone who wants to come play soccer, we're gonna be like at Basil at like 6 o'clock, like just come on out, or how did it look?
Yeah. So as I said, it was every other week, and then about week 4, week 5, it picked up to 20, 30 people.
It was just like word of mouth that you spread it? Like you just told people about it?
Yeah, it was literally just word of mouth. We had no group chat, no nothing. It was just, hey, at church, you know, talking to people, different people's phone numbers, reaching out, hey, you want to come play, this and that. And then we did have a group chat about a month or 2 in. But yeah, every week they picked up. So then we were like, you know what? Let's do this every Sunday after church. So then every Sunday after church, we played, great time. We started with prayer at the beginning, and then played obviously like that. And then we did this for about a whole year. And then, and by the time we got to a whole year, there was literally like 50 people coming out. We had 2 games going on at the same time. It was a phenomenal time of just fellowship and prayer. And I think, then we share, I think, a verse or 2 sometimes as well. Nice, so it was a great time just fellowshipping and getting in the Word. So.
Yeah, bro. And what I love is, so like you said 6th grade, like you were into soccer, you were playing soccer, and you just kind of threw it out there, like anybody else want to do this, want to play. You threw it out there within your church community. Your father, you know, supported that, came on board for it, and then very organically, very naturally, like just by giving that opportunity and by pursuing even a hobby, like it very quickly became something that was kind of spiritually oriented, you know, more than just the soccer, the fellowship, but also like an opportunity to point people to Jesus, make them feel loved, you know. And I think like right up front, like that's a huge takeaway that I want our listeners to see is like, you don't have to be super formal about things. You don't have to force, you know, your interests, your hobbies on other people. But sometimes just kind of throwing things out there, casting the net, and keeping that right heart, which is, our faith is in a sense what unites us in tandem with these hobbies or these interests. And let's just make people feel loved and welcome. Like, naturally, you're going to produce something that's going to be glorifying unto the Lord.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. As you guys find like a common interest, what brings you together, the first thing is the Lord. And then from there, you guys should share everything. You know what I mean? Like, if you grow in friends, you grow in your group, then you're like, oh, I like this. You like this? Oh, yeah, let's do this together. Oh, that's so cool. And then together you're able to bring glory to the Lord as you continue to fellowship. I mean, like, so much of the New Testament is Paul telling the church, grow in unity, grow in fellowship, grow in the ability to love one another without strife, without, anger, but rather just, kind of melt together. As, it says in Ephesians chapter 2 that Christ brought those who are far and those who are near together to become one in him. And I think it could be done through, the teaching of the word, the body here, but also doing the fun things that, you guys like to do.
I'd even say, though, to that, and Alex, maybe you could speak to this, like, maybe it doesn't even have to be the Lord first being what brings you together. Like, sometimes your hobby can be a means of establishing common ground
what happened.
And then point him to the Lord.
Yeah.
So that's what I was going to ask. Like, were there ever any moments where people who didn't come to church with you guys or things like that come on out?
Yeah. Like, we met a few people here and there that's playing out there. So they kind of joined our group a little bit when we came out. So definitely like outsiders per se.
Yeah. How did you guys manage like skill level and like things like that? Because I'm just thinking too to sports, right? Like, sometimes
hardcore guys. And
sometimes when we've played, sometimes when we've played dodgeball or done dodgeball outreaches, right? Like we've got guys who are ready
Crazy
to like
good,
knock your face off with a dodgeball, and then we've got like girls, and I know like sometimes there's been tension in trying to manage.
Still want to knock your face off.
Girls that want to knock your face off without a dodgeball. So like, did you guys ever have any tensions or challenges with that, or
Yeah, so the majority was at first it was about too good. So about the first 2 months it was guys about half and half. Roughly half guys, half girls.
Wow.
And then I know, it was like in there it's pretty good actually.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And then after that, it kind of dropped a little bit to more guys, and now probably like a third of guys and stuff like that. But but when we did split fields though, then it was kind of like the more competitive side on this game, and then the second game right next to the other field was kind of less more kid kind of friendly. There were some kids that kind of played as well.
Kids came out too, stuff like that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Only like 5 of them, I think.
No, but still, like I think that's pretty cool. And did you ever have any like interaction with like the leadership at Basil, or like the people who were managing the fields? Like, did they ever have any issues?
Not
with
really. No, not at all. No, not one bit.
Awesome. Yeah, I think I'm asking more into the pretense because once again, so like for the listeners who are looking at maybe like doing similar things, like I think there are really important principles in there, and like just trying to steward well what the Lord is blessing, right? So I love that like you started a second game and had 2 fields, maybe one that's a little more intense and competitive for those who are looking for that, maybe one that's a little bit more, just general, and hey, if you're just coming out to like hang out and that kind of thing. I think there's an important piece to like making sure that you're honoring and abiding by policies, or respecting those who are kind of implementing that. And so for the listener, whoever might be, whatever hobby you might be trying to use, or community you might be trying to develop, always try to walk in transparency, and be diligent to just do well with what the Lord seems to be blessing. I think that's something that's always on my mind, at least.
That's so cool. So tell me about some more of the hobbies that you're doing, or that you
like to do. So beyond just the soccer clinic, what are other moments like that? I can think of several, but I'm just curious what comes to your mind.
Yeah, I
that
know.
Crocheting club was huge. I love
the
that.
Crocheting. That's where you knitted this, huh?
Hey. Oh man, that's a good one. Shortly when I came to this church, I'm trying to think who it was at the time. Only a few of us from youth, actually. I put together another sport almost every, I think, week, especially in the summertime, was just hockey right down at Sadie Park from the road, from the church. Down from,
Did you ever
from
go
the
to
road.
that, Chippy?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
That was a blast.
Alex would invite me every week. I never went. I feel
He
so bad
didn't,
still.
no.
And it was like roller hockey.
It was.
Yeah, 'cause we
Roller
live in
slash
Florida.
running.
We're not getting up
so-
on them skates out in the public. You gotta go to a ring.
Man.
Yeah. Yeah, and what I loved about that too, dude, is like it wasn't just students in the youth group that primarily.
Right.
Like,
And
there
he
were
came,
parents,
like,
there
yes.
were young adults.
I know.
Like I remember,
Yeah.
That was
didn't
awesome.
the Mitchies come out? Like
Yes,
Mr.
they
Mitchie,
did.
You know, the whole
I think
deal.
Hannah did at one point as
Yeah,
well. Like just a
yeah.
number of people and
Adults,
Nate.
youth,
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah, and what I love
Like a
too about that
multi-
is like the willingness to incorporate everybody, the prompting to get people out of their comfort zones. Dude, hockey, that's not like for the faint of heart, you know.
That's hard.
That's not just.
We used the ball, by the way, not like an actual puck.
Yeah,
So-
but you still were skating. You still were, you know.
So yeah, some people
you know.
skate, some people more of like shoes, which is but still all
Yeah.
kind of one.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. You would skate around.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
100%. Love it.
He was
Big
so
skates.
good. Backwards, frontwards.
Did you ever
everywhere.
run over any toes?
I think one time or two times.
One or two toes. Yeesh.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, that's awesome. What else, bro? There's one in particular I'm thinking
That
of.
and then.
So if you know Alex and you're a watcher of the show, you know, in tandem with sports and athletics, and then we're gonna get to some music and some things like that. But he also is very fond of.
Bunions.
Oh goodness, no. You're
Diving.
really into diving, right? Scuba
Phenomenal.
dooby doo.
Phenomenal hobby.
There's no context for that.
Scuba dooby doo. Yeah, and I remember like pretty quickly upon meeting you, and even just over the years as we've talked, bro, like different, even career and vocational interests, things like that have come to your mind, like diving. Has almost always been something that you brought up as something you love and are into.
Oh, 100%.
It's not the cheapest hobby. You were looking at master
Dude.
diver licenses and all this kind of stuff. But
Which is so
even with
cool.
that, you'd invite people to come on out to go diving with you or look at people who dive. And there's one particular incident I'll let you share.
Yeah, so I don't know if y'all know. No, y'all probably know Mr. Abraham. He does security here.
He
Indian
hooked our
guy.
youth group up with the ultimate frisbee thing in the back.
Yeah, so I know he fishes, loves being on the water. So I was like, hey, I dive. I have a pool. I have some extra gear. Do you want to come over and try it out? And he was like, yeah, that'd be awesome. So basically, long story short, he came. I showed him how to work the gear, and then sure
Was
enough,
your dad with you, or this was like just you?
No,
and Abe?
this is me and him.
Dude.
Just me and him.
Bro. How old
Bonding
were you when this
experience.
happened?
Oh,
'Cause
geez.
you had to have been in high school.
8?
right?
Oh wow. No. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe a year afterwards.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, maybe a year after that.
18.
About
How old are you
18,
now?
21.
Oh, you're 21 now?
So
Okay,
18.
okay.
Yeah, probably like 18.
18,
Yeah,
19.
18.
Dude, that's crazy.
And you just threw it out there to a grown
Yeah,
man in our
he was-
church. Come on over.
Yep.
I'm going to set you up with some diving gear
Yep.
and let you dive in my bathtub. I'm just
No.
kidding. Dive in my pool.
Hey, I got a kiddie pool. No.
Yeah. No, but still, dive in your pool, bro.
Yeah.
So you just walked him through it, hooked him
Walked him
up,
through
he
it.
went down and went for it.
Exactly
Everything
that.
worked out.
Yeah.
Bro, like this is what I mean, man. Like listener. Like you never know what might be able to build common ground,
Yeah.
camaraderie,
Yeah.
show someone who just needs a little love on a particular day, give them, enough time and attention
Yeah.
to where you're willing to build a relationship. And like if you'd asked me, even knowing Alex at that moment, but especially prior to that or any of you, like, man, if I threw out there to a grown man to come to my home to learn to dive in my pool, I'd be like, that's the weirdest, craziest thing I've ever heard. And yet, like, it's super cool to see, like,
Yeah.
how, especially within a church and a community, like there's trust and there's, relational willingness to like, once again, step out of your comfort zone, try something new and build a relationship that might not otherwise be fostered because like, once again, like, the age gap, culture gap, the way sometimes that church gets, distinguished into little groups and things like that. Like I love seeing that. I love hearing about that. I love seeing more of it. So in tandem with your sports and athleticism, your scuba, you also play multiple instruments, but one particularly most prominently on our worship team. What's that?
It's the cello.
The cello.
Cello Fellow.
The Cello Fellow. That's insane.
Cello.
Why do I see you on like a French film from like the 1980s?
Oui, cello. How long have you been playing cello for?
Ever since like 11th grade. So, oh boy.
Dude, when did you start coming to church here? What grade?
No,
were you
right?
in?
Not 10th, I think.
You learned cello after you started coming?
Oh wait, yes. No, beforehand. I was in high school. Yep.
Yeah. So go ahead.
Wait, so when did you learn it?
And I took lessons in 11th grade and 12th grade.
Okay, yeah.
So probably for about going on 5-6 years.
Yeah.
That's
and
cool.
you serve in all of our worship teams, youth, young adults, main service, all playing cello. I know you also play bass and other stuff. When you were learning cello, like what motivated that? What prompted you to particularly pick that instrument?
Yeah, so before that, I had violin for 2 semesters, enjoyed it, and then as my dad was like, hey, do you want to try cello? And I was like, you know what? Sure, that'd be great. Let's do it. So I got it and basically fell in love with it. The sound.
Dude.
And
There's even one instance that you tried to teach me the cello. Or you tried to teach me how to play my violin because I got a violin.
Oh,
You're
my
like,
goodness.
it's like the
you
same
know
thing
what?
as a cello, it's just smaller. And you kind of showed me a few things. That's so cool.
When you were learning, was it ever on your mind and your heart to use that to specifically like try to glorify the Lord? Were you ever considering using it in worship, or was that more just classical, learning for hobby? There's no wrong answer. I'm just curious.
Yeah. In the time, just learn how to play it for classical, and then that led to, obviously me coming here, and then hey, I play cello. Would y'all ever need, a one cello player for worship? And
right.
Yeah,
dude, and cello's just not. It's not quite like bass guitar or piano, like things that you see every day in worship. And commonly, like I hear people say, like, "Oh man, like you guys have a cello player, like that's crazy." And what I love too is you're by ear, so you're very flexible in like the music that we're playing and stuff like that. And I think all of it, like listeners, I would build into kind of this like general characteristic of Alex that I think is really conducive to what we're describing, which is Alex is constantly willing to step out in faith. Alex is never overthinking like what people might like think of him or social norms. I mean that in like a really good way. Like there's this boldness that is willing to just try new things, and specifically in the realm of church, community, worship. I think it ends up being very honoring unto the Lord. And I think if you're in a place where you're considering like, man, my interests are, and that could be anything, right? Maybe it's painting, maybe it's Fortnite, maybe it's, botany. Like, I don't know, like things that like might not hold a traditional place in church or things like that. What I'm really trying to drive home on this episode is think outside the box. Don't take yourself so seriously that you find yourself in a niche where you're not willing to explore your hobby in a different avenue and just see how it might honor the Lord, I saw this really weird video where someone was literally like trying to share the gospel on a Fortnite chat with a random that they dropped in with, right? And I'm not saying that like that should be the primary means for evangelism, but you never know what kind of conversation might happen there, and be open to it, once again, like never thought scuba would be conducive to fostering a relationship with another guy in the fellowship, especially with such an age gap, and yet it did. You never know what a little expressive interest in soccer might turn into in terms of community involvement, don't be scared to step out, to try, to ask, your leaders if you think you have a hobby that, might be conducive to honoring and glorifying the Lord as you do all things for Him.
Yeah, for sure. When I look at Alex's life, I feel like I think I noticed like a few things about his personality that I think is like very conducive to this. I don't know what we're talking about with being available for people and ministering to them. Is I think he's very open about what he likes, his interests, and he's very available for people to join him in that. I think sometimes we have like church, and church is almost like another hobby, and then we've got like archery or paintball or I don't know, whatever else you like to do, and those can be like separate groups. But I think you're kind of the person that is almost like, I like this, and I also like this, and this, and I talk about it, and if you want to join me, let's totally do it. And you're always available. Yeah. Like, I feel like if I ever wanted to join you in anything, I feel like you're the kind of person that would be like, yeah, let's do it, man.
Let's go.
We'll figure it out.
Right.
Yeah. So I love that. I think that definitely fosters an environment to bring other people in. And what's nice is you already like it. It's not like you're forcing yourself to do something you don't like to minister to somebody. Right. You're already passionate about what you're doing. And in your heart for that, you're also bringing what you love about Jesus, which is ministering to other people too. And I think that's so cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. The flip side to that too, because I love what Chibi just said, is, hey, maybe you're here and you're like, I'm not connecting, I'm not, or like you're at a church, you're a part of a community, and you're like, I'm not connecting, I'm not getting involved. I wish somebody would just reach out or do something that I like. Hey, maybe you might like someone else's interests, even if you think you wouldn't. Be willing to try something new, right? Yeah. I've never been super into hockey, and I'm not saying that's why I never came, bro. The times often just didn't work out. But
he said,
I imagine if I had come and tried, it would have been awesome. I have yet to do scuba, but I also sense an openness to maybe trying that at the bottom of your pool. And
100%.
100%. He's already trying to come out. We're talking right now about trying to get pickleball court, at the church kind of thing. That's so cool. I like pickleball enough, but I could definitely see myself getting more into it, especially if we had it here. And this is where I say, man, I think if you're in that place where you're trying to connect, be open to maybe trying something new, because you never know how it might breed a friendship that might end up going both ways if you just give it a shot.
That's very true. That's very true. It's all about being open and willing to see what else you might like. Yeah. When I was in New York, I was all about hiking. Like, I'd hike almost every single day. But I came down to Florida and everything's flat and sandy. It's sad.
I hate sand. It's coarse.
You kind of get,
it's everywhere.
You have to mold to the environment that you're in, the opportunities that are around. Here they have an awesome biking. They have awesome mountain biking stuff, and they got trails all around the place that you can go biking through, and you don't have as many routes and stuff like that you have to deal with in New York. So I mean, you do, but it's more
until I met Ethan, I would have never worn a combat salmon sweater, but
exactly.
He's helped me to understand that it's not pink and you can be hardcore and still wear that color.
Exactly.
I love it. So be bold, be yourself, cast the net and share your interests. You never know what it might be. In all things, try to glorify the Lord, and be willing to try new things and try to glorify the Lord in those new things as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Glorify the Lord with your hobbies. I love it.
Anything on the horizon that you're thinking of doing?
Yeah, any new interest, I love that. That's a great question.
And I also have another question after that one, because I'm wondering if I know you like sharing it, but do you like tagging along with other people that share things? Like I told you I was super into knitting sweaters or something. Would you be like, oh, let's go do it?
Let's do it. I mean, let's do it, right?
Show me right now. For a really long time.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, so wait, first question
so cool,
is...
first question.
Anything on the horizon?
Yeah, anything on the horizon for
new hobbies.
Yeah, new hobbies or things that you're liking. Yeah.
For a while, I've been into fishing and still am. So obviously keep that going, and obviously diving.
Yeah, you invited me to fishing too. We fished before. That's so crazy.
You've invited me to fish as well. We've never fished before.
He just doesn't like it. It's okay.
Come on.
I just kidding.
Shooting. No, just joking. Pickleball.
I have done that with
Honestly.
you.
Hey, we
Hey,
did.
we
For my
did.
18th birthday, I think.
A whole bunch of shotguns.
Oh,
it was
man.
dope. Skeet shooting.
So fun.
Oh, dude, skeet shooting
Clays.
is fun.
Sporting clays.
That is so much fun.
Alex was a pro out there. Scope.
Dude.
Well, no, what were you saying though?
I think just pickleball for now. Yeah.
We're looking to potentially get a net here. Trying to get some free stuff given to the church, which would be dope. If that all plays out, and/or we just decide to buy it if there's interest. That'll be awesome.
Yeah. We got a badminton set in here. We got to use.
Yeah. Yeah.
Given.
Wait, did we?
Yeah, we do. Janice gave it to us. Yeah.
Oh.
Gotta use it.
Thank you, Janice. Rock and roll.
Bless you, Janny.
You did not just say Janny. That's
Aunt Janny.
crazy.
Oh wow. If she's watching this right now, if she's like,
I'm gonna send it directly to her. All right. That's sweet. That's good stuff. All right, we're gonna play a game, and we gotta make it quick because Alex has got to roll. It's 1:17. You got till what? 1:30?
yeah.
Okay.
We're good.
We'll make it quick.
We
Make
good.
it quick. So this is a game. Sorry, I didn't transfer the title from ChatGPT. I believe ChatGPT called it "Who Am I?"
Who is I?
Yes. Where is it? Fast-paced mystery identity guessing game where hosts give progressively clearer clues combining biblical characters with sports or hobby analogies.
ooh.
And then the guests and listeners try to guess who I am.
Just a draw.
It's called Who Am I?
It's like
Who
you're
is
drunk.
I?
sir.
Who is I? So, looking good. Here's how it works, right? I'm gonna read to you it's like a sport or hobby based version of a biblical character, and as the clues get progressively more detailed, you've got to figure out who the Bible character is, right?
Oh.
So, like here, let me
Paul
give
was
you an
a runner.
example. Let me give you an example.
That's pretty good.
These
really make the
where
greens
is it?
pop.
So, like, here's the sample they gave. I never played quarterback, but I knew how to call audibles from the sidelines.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Oh boy.
That sounds.
Neither of you know?
Sounds sporty.
Okay. Clue 2. My biggest play involved splitting a crowd and some water.
Oh, Moses.
Boom. He nailed it,
You
right?
split a crowd too.
But then we keep going.
Joseph.
So that's where it's like a loose sports analogy. Don't like over literalize it, right?
Yeah, so
I wasn't big on talking, but God still made me the team captain. I led a nation out of Egypt like a coach leading a losing team to a championship. I received the ultimate playbook on stone tablets.
Dude, that's
right?
funny.
Like
That's
so,
funny.
That's actually
progressively
fire,
it gets
actually.
easier,
Okay,
but you're trying to
okay.
guess after the first or
Gotcha.
second clue, right?
Gotcha.
So, all right, you ready? First real one. We only got 10 of these, so we'll see who scores more points. Clue number 1. So who am I? I knew how to aim for a target long before archery made it to the Olympics.
Joseph. No, David.
Is that your guess?
David. Yeah.
He's locking it in. Alex just got a point. Boom.
Are you kidding me?
So let's do this. I'm still going to give him the point. When you think you know it, slap the table, and then we'll give you the call, right?
Let's do it.
But yeah, that's a point right there. Other clues would have been my opponents were the Giants, literally.
That's pretty cool.
I wasn't even
That's
supposed to
pretty
be in the battle that day.
Oh wow.
All I brought was
that's
a
right.
sling and 5
That's
smooth
right.
stones. I hit the mark and took down Goliath. So you nailed it, bro. All right. Who am I? Example number 2. I'm not a carpenter, but I did a serious building project. You want to take a guess?
Noah. Boom.
That's crazy. Wow. 1-1. Other ones would have been my plans came from above, literally. People laughed at me while I worked. My team was my family, and we built a floating zoo. When the rain came, I was the only one with an ark.
That was good.
An ark. Okay, anyways.
Oh, I see what they did there.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
man.
All right. I don't totally get this, but I'm going to read it. I wouldn't be great at baseball, Too many swings and misses. It's clue number 1. Remember, if you guess, the other person gets the guess rebuttal. So wait if you don't. Okay, you want to take a guess?
Ken.
No. Do you want to take a guess, or we want to move to clue 2?
No, I need.
All right, we're moving to clue 2, but once I read clue 2, it's back on the table for both of you. All right?
Oh, okay. So I could have just guessed. I could just guess, and I would.
Yeah, you want to take a guess?
Okay. Well, if it's not gonna hurt me like that. Too many miss. I'm gonna say Gideon.
No. Okay, clue number 2.
You coming?
I'm known for running. ...
Oh.
Away. ChatGPT, man. Gotta love it.
Running away.
Your guess, right?
Either of you.
Whoever can get it.
Chibi just gets a rebuttal if you, or a guess himself if you get it wrong. What do you got?
Joseph.
No. Could try
No, he
that.
didn't run away though.
Oh, ran away.
I don't even know, man.
I have another one.
Wait.
Clue number 3.
Mm-hmm.
Get ready, because you're gonna be able to get. You both can guess after this. All right. I spent some serious time out in the belly of a fish.
Oh, nice.
You got it, Jonah. God told me to preach, and I said, "Hard pass."
That's awesome.
Like a
I should've done
bypass.
that one. Finally obeyed and saved a city called Nineveh. Yes,
That's
Jonah.
so
All right,
good.
2 to 1.
That's awesome.
Chibi's up. 2 to 1. Example number 4. Who am I? You could say I did a spiritual Iron Man triathlon style.
What the goose does that mean?
I don't even know myself.
Thor.
He is in the Bible.
I was like, wow, that could work. That's not in the Bible.
Okay, neither of you got a guess on that one?
Nah,
Second
dude.
one? I outran a chariot once.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's. Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
Moses.
No.
Wait.
Try that.
Elisha.
Yeah.
No.
Oh.
All right,
Word.
next clue. Be ready.
It's 50-50 shot.
I called down fire from
Elijah.
heaven twice. Yes, Elijah. Nice job.
Sorry, that
All
was
right,
awesome.
Chibi's
That
up.
was great, that was great.
3-1. All right.
Ah,
I am known for making things and breaking things.
that's great. How does that relate to sports?
Things.
I have no idea.
You break a team? I don't know.
Making and breaking. That's all I get.
It's the first clue. No guesses? All right, clue number 2.
Look at his face. He's so concerned.
Wait. No, keep going. Keep
All
going.
right. My strength was legendary. Some say I could bench press a city gate.
Samson.
Yeah, well done. I was distracted by romance more than once.
Oh.
I lost my power when I got a haircut. My final act was bringing the house down, literally.
Dude,
That
that's
is
awesome.
so good.
That's good.
Wow.
All
gosh.
right. So it's 3-2. Here we go. Example number 6. Who am I? You might call me the original entrepreneur. I don't know why, but that's cool. No guesses.
That's it. Okay,
No.
wow, that's great.
All right. Clue number 2. I gave up everything to follow a voice. Sketchy.
What?
A voice.
Oh, wait. What's his name?
A voice.
This one's so not like sports oriented.
Maybe it's hobby oriented.
Clue number 3. Yeah. I was promised something I couldn't see yet.
Abraham.
Yes.
Wow.
I would. The next
Fire.
one, I was gonna tweak it a little bit, but God made a
that's so
promise
good.
with me using astronomy.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Nation
That's
stars.
cool.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It was
and then I almost sacrificed my son, but God provided a ram. That great hobby, bro.
The
All right.
Rams.
Yeah, the Rams. That's crazy. All right. Chief. Yeah, my favorite sports team is the Rams.
It was either sacrifice or like watch
Oh,
Rams.
so
All right. So Chiefy's up 42. All right. Example 7. Who am I? I might have invented the first underground resistance movement.
Katniss Everdeen.
I don't know what this is talking about. All right. Clue number 2. My leadership skills kicked in when I saw oppression.
Oppression? That sounds like Moses, but we already said Moses. Can I do it again?
I suppose so.
Moses.
Dang it, son! You can't do that to me.
That was awesome.
They did it?
Yeah, they did it.
Oh my goodness.
I asked God.
That's crazy.
I asked God, who am I to do this? I argued with Pharaoh 10 times.
No
I parted
way.
the Red Sea. Moses.
No
All right.
way.
4-3.
Me.
All right. If cooking was a sport, I'd win a gold medal for hospitality.
Jesus.
Take a guess.
Martha.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
man, I should have tapped.
The
You
rest
probably
of
would've
this.
like,
Alex was about to chime in and hit it
I
himself.
should have just done it.
My sister was more into listening while I was cleaning. I opened my home to Jesus. I got frustrated about doing all the work. My name is often paired with Mary. Nice. All right. So it is now 5-3. All right. Who am I? You might say I was in finance.
Matthew.
Good guess, but no.
Oh. That was a good one. That was a great
Both of those
one.
were
Those are
good.
both amazing.
I made a name for myself, just not a good one.
That's not. Judas.
No. you
Oh
already
wait.
got it.
Oh wait. So you can't
Maybe
I thought
it'd
this
be
was
right.
second. Never mind. Okay.
Oh my
my bad.
gosh.
My bad. I thought this was a. Okay.
Okay.
Scratch that.
All right. Next one.
That was good.
After one meal, I lost half of everything I owned. I modified that one a little bit. I like it. After one meal, I lost half of everything I owned.
Not a great name for myself. Oh, hold on. What's his name? Zacchaeus?
Yeah, Zacchaeus.
Yes!
Zacchaeus.
Zacchaeus.
The other two clues were I climbed a tree just to see
Oh,
Jesus, right? That would have
okay,
given it away.
okay,
The last
okay.
one, my name rhymes with we, and I was short indeed.
That doesn't rhyme.
That is so good.
Zacchaeus rhymes with we? What on earth?
Zacchaeus?
Zacchaeus? That's crazy. All right.
Sacagawea.
GP got it. So that is 6-3.
6-3.
All right. Last one. Here we go. I had a killer reputation.
Killer.
That's it.
That's the first clue.
I hate these first clues, man. These are the worst. I ain't got it.
Okay. Second clue. I ran the race and kept the faith.
Oh.
Paul,
Yeah, it is Paul. Yes.
you said that
Otherwise-
before.
I was.
I was on a mission until I
Brain
got
fart.
blind. This is good. I changed teams and wrote half the New Testament. I like that. I should have read
That's
that
good.
one.
That's really
I
good.
took the gospel to the Gentiles. Yeah, it's Paul. All right, y'all. So Chivi won 7-3.
I won something.
Thanks for playing, Alex. Good
Yeah,
valiant
thank
effort.
you.
Thanks,
Thank you.
ChatGPT, for one of the most ridiculous games I've ever played in my life. Zacchaeus does indeed not rhyme with we, in case anybody was curious.
Oui.
Oui. Hey, it all comes back. The Cello Fellow, oui. He's out. Thanks for tuning in. We've had a great time, and tune in next week. We'll see who we have for guests and what topic we do. All the love. Peace.
Job well done.